Every day, more than 80,000 transport trucks carry millions of living beings across the planet, connecting farms, seaports, and factories, and sustaining the global food chain. These very routes are what allow Norwegian salmon to travel halfway around the earth to appear on restaurant tables in New York, or bring Argentinian beef cattle to luxury steakhouses in Dubai, generating tens of billions of dollars in annual revenue for the global culinary industry, all while operating within the fragile boundaries between animal welfare and commercial value. Today, join Agriculture Insight as we travel across the world map, exploring how technology, people, and transport systems work together to move life farther than ever before. On the sheer cliffs of the Rocky Mountains, over 1,500 meters above sea level, and with slopes that can reach 60 degrees, only one method is safe enough to remove mountain goats from such treacherous terrain: lifting them by helicopter. From above, rescue teams fire restraining nets and quickly secure each goat into a padded 6-point harness around the chest and abdomen. This design not only ensures a stable flight posture, but also protects against broken limbs, dislocations, and mechanical shock. Immediately afterward, their eyes are covered, a small but vital step, as even a few seconds' delay could cause panic and lead the animal to injure itself. Weighing an average of 70 to 90 kilograms each, helicopters can lift 2 goats at a time, optimizing lift capacity while shortening the time spent suspended in the air, a key factor in reducing stress and ensuring the safety of the herd waiting below. To date, hundreds of mountain goats have been relocated by helicopter in major conservation efforts across North America, a mission aimed not only at controlling populations in overpopulated areas, but also at restoring the species' ecological role, managing vegetation, maintaining biodiversity, and rebalancing high-altitude ecosystems. Wild boars have 3 reflexes that make any approach a real challenge: extreme alertness to unfamiliar sounds, near instant turning to find a ramming angle, and active charges whenever they feel cornered. As a result, the capture process begins with a circular cage about 3 meters in diameter, reinforced with thick steel, strong enough to withstand the hundreds of kilograms of force from an unexpected headbutt when the animals are confined. But when the trap closes, the real challenge begins: loading them onto the truck. Even a gap of just a few dozen centimeters along the guiding chute can allow a boar to swing its head, charge back, and injure both people and the herd. Statistics from collection farms show injury rates rise 20 to 30% if the chute isn't fully enclosed. Inside the truck, each animal must be secured with anti-ram partitions, non-slip flooring, and steady airflow to reduce heat shock and limit agitation. Because wild boar differ from domestic pigs, their meat is leaner, firmer, and more flavorful, but also more sensitive. Even a slight increase in stress elevates cortisol levels, causing bruising, reduced elasticity, and loss of distinctive flavor, lowering commercial value by the time the meat reaches the slaughterhouse. Every year, the strict cold chain transportation process acts as the most rigorous filter, determining the commercial fate of over 5 million tons of Pacific-caught tuna. The cold chain begins immediately in the deep freezing chamber, where the fish are gutted, excess blood is removed, and they are blast frozen within 30 minutes of being caught to lock in natural umami and the vibrant red color. Once fully frozen, the tuna are bundled and suspended by steel cables, not only for easier handling, but because it is the only way to prevent pressure on the belly and spine, where the otoro and chutoro are concentrated, accounting for up to 70% of a fish's economic value. A top-grade bluefin tuna can fetch over $40,000. Even a tiny crack in the fatty tissue can downgrade it to industrial grade, almost entirely losing its sashimi value. prevent any heat transfer from direct contact, the fish are placed in metal cages and transported straight into refrigerated containers, where temperature and humidity are continuously monitored to avoid freezer burn, the #1 enemy of natural red color and meat texture. From this point, the tuna enters grading, which determines whether it will sell at ordinary retail, become a premium restaurant ingredient, or appear at Tokyo auctions as a form of red gold, rich in omega-3. Each year, the U.S. spends around $40 million on sea turtle rescue and release operations, with transportation requiring the largest investment due to the need for specialized personnel, veterinary expertise, and strict physiological standards. When turtles are found trapped in a state of physiological paralysis, the transport process is organized like an emergency medical procedure. The animals are placed in a controlled, dry environment, lined with soft towels and kept humid with damp cloths. This serves as a critical protective layer, because even a strong jolt can completely disrupt their neurological and respiratory recovery. At the final stage of the journey, small, healthy individuals are released directly at the shore, where warm water and calm tides allow them to swim out on their own. But for adult turtles that have suffered severe cold stunning, they must be transported tens of nautical miles offshore, precisely into natural ocean currents, where the sea gives them a genuine chance to survive, migrate, reproduce, and return to their natural life cycle. Weighing up to 150 kilograms, yet extremely sensitive, ostriches can deliver kicks 3 times stronger than those of a professional fighter. For that reason, loading them onto a truck is far from the simple herding process used with other livestock. The first step is to cover their eyes to reduce visual stimulation, but even a slightly misaligned blindfold or a rough touch on the head can trigger immediate resistance. Rapid neck twisting, wing flapping, or charging straight into the fence in an attempt to escape. In many cases, the reaction becomes even more violent if the covering is applied incorrectly. To force a single ostrich onto the vehicle, at least 3 people must work together to restrain the wings, control the neck, and secure the legs. The most dangerous part, as one kick is enough to break an arm or damage the truck. Once the most stressful stage is over, the ostriches are transported directly to Hebei, China's largest processing hub, where each mature bird can generate up to $3,000 in value from its meat, skin, feathers, and breeding stock. Giraffes force the transport industry to innovate to an extreme degree. Their nearly 2-meter-long necks contain a vascular system so sensitive that a single strong jolt can trigger a drop in blood pressure, cause loss of consciousness, or even fracture the cervical vertebrae. Because of this, no conventional transport standard can be applied to their relocation. Each giraffe is moved in a specialized steel container nearly 6 meters tall, built with torsion-resistant reinforcement, shock-absorbing panels, and 4 locking points so cranes can lift it perfectly vertically without even a few degrees of tilt. Inside, the tall ceiling allows the animal to stand naturally, keeping its neck upright, ears forward, and absorbing daylight without brushing against the walls. An apparently small detail, but one that is crucial for maintaining stable blood pressure and avoiding compression of the carotid arteries. Only when every variable is controlled, from floor incline and vehicle vibration to the direction of airflow through the vents, does the multi-hour journey to international breeding centers become truly safe for one of the most anatomically challenging species on the planet to transport. When the waters of Lake Baringo rose, the rescue team had to race against time. Each giraffe was blindfolded, secured with chest-shoulder straps, and transported onto a gyraft, a steel barge capable of carrying over 1.2 tons while maintaining perfect stability throughout the journey. The operation was approved by the Kenya Wildlife Service, and Asiwa, the first individual, was safely relocated, marking the beginning of an effort to protect the remaining Rothschild's giraffes, now numbering fewer than 3,000 across all of Africa. On the long routes of modern livestock transport, cattle trucks are a common sight, but they're governed by far stricter rules than most people realize. A single truck can carry up to 30 adult cows, totaling more than 20 tons of live weight, requiring a reinforced chassis, non-slip floors, and a continuously running ventilation system. Interestingly, once inside the trailer, cattle hardly move. Their instinct is to balance by distributing their weight over all four legs and bracing against every vibration. This is why drivers must maintain an extremely steady pace. One sudden break can send the entire herd lurching forward, triggering a surge in stress hormones and directly affecting meat quality by the time the animals reach the plant. That's for ordinary cattle. But what about specialty breeds like high-value Wagyu or the Longhorn Texas Longhorn? For Wagyu, the priority isn't speed, it's keeping stress levels near zero. Just a few hours of tension can reduce marbling and wipe thousands, even tens of thousands of dollars off the animal's value. As a result, many Wagyu trucks are equipped with vibration damping systems, sound insulation, and temperature control maintained at 18 to 22 degrees. Stocking density is unusually low, sometimes only 12 to 15 animals, to prevent contact and keep their heart rate stable. Remarkably, Wagyu drivers receive specialized training to avoid sudden braking or sharp turns. Each journey becomes, in effect, a first-class transport cabin for the most expensive cattle in the world. For Texas Longhorn cattle, the challenge isn't their value, but their iconic horns, often more than 2 meters long. To transport them safely, trucks must be customized. Wider compartments, rubber-lined partitions, higher ceilings, and open, unobstructed loading ramps to eliminate any point where a horn could get caught. Stocking density must be reduced by up to 30% compared to regular cattle, because a slight head tilt of just a few degrees can cause one longhorn's horns to scrape another's, triggering instant chaos. For this reason, longhorns are never transported with other breeds. The entire vehicle must be designed around their extraordinary horns. In Shandong, China, transporting hundreds of pigeons is a tightly controlled process designed to preserve their condition, feather quality, and innate homing reflexes. The birds must be confined in ventilated yet draft-proof baskets to minimize air blasts that can dry out their air sacs, an essential factor for stable respiration and sustained flight endurance. Even the specialized transport trucks must adhere strictly to this principle. Multi-tiered designs with uniform ventilation ports that allow the entire flock to launch outward without losing momentum or risking wing fractures. Thanks to this controlled journey, pigeons processed at the factories easily outperform chicken in protein content by as much as 18%. Their eggs, though small, offer nearly the same protein as chicken eggs, but in a denser, more nutrient-rich form, making them a favorite ingredient in recovery nutrition and traditional medicine. Amid the cracked savannas of Namibia, a black rhino weighing over 1.2 tons hangs upside down beneath a helicopter. The sight may seem absurd, but it is, in fact, the safest wildlife transport technique in the world. Every journey like this begins with one mission: to rescue, protect, and return life to the wild. Before the flight, conservation workers sedate the rhino, check its health, attach a tracking device, and secure straps around its ankles, the strongest and safest load-bearing points. The upside-down position allows it to breathe more easily, maintain steady circulation, and avoid injury throughout the flight. Each relocation costs tens of thousands of dollars and mobilizes veterinarians, pilots, and rangers, all for the sake of giving one life another chance to live. When the helicopter lands, the rhino is carefully lowered to the ground, revived from anesthesia, and awakens in a safe haven, where hope begins again. The entire process lasts only 15 to 20 minutes, yet each flight is a test between life and death. Across Africa, fewer than 6,000 black rhinos remain, and sometimes to save just one, an entire fleet of helicopters must take to the skies. To compete on racetracks across the globe, more than 30,000 racehorses each year must take to the skies, becoming the most extraordinary passengers of the global logistics industry, where every movement is precisely calculated to ensure absolute safety. Before takeoff, each horse undergoes a full health check, vaccination, and receives an international quarantine certificate. They are then guided into air stables, specialized transport containers equipped with non-slip floors, soft partitions, and stable temperature control systems. Each compartment typically holds 2 to 3 horses, carefully secured before being lifted onto the aircraft by a specialized loader. Throughout the flight, a groom, an onboard caretaker, travels with them to monitor, comfort, and make sure the horses remain calm and well-fed. The cargo cabin maintains a quiet environment with controlled pressure and temperature, helping minimize stress during the entire journey. Upon landing, the horses are taken directly to a veterinary quarantine facility for a final health inspection before continuing to racetracks or training centers. It may seem like just another logistical operation, but behind it lies dedication, precision, and profound respect for these extraordinary creatures. The transportation of live livestock is a crucial link in the global agricultural trade, enabling cattle and sheep to reach markets for consumption or breeding. The primary goal is to ensure their safety and welfare throughout journeys that often span thousands of kilometers. The process begins on farms, where animals undergo health checks, vaccinations, and receive identification tags to guarantee full traceability. They are then loaded onto multi-deck specialized trucks equipped with ventilation systems and non-slip floors, all designed to minimize stress during transit. Upon arrival at the port, the livestock are taken to the export holding area to rest, eat, drink, and undergo a final health inspection. Next, the livestock are guided up safe loading ramps onto vessels under the supervision of technicians and veterinarians. On board, they are housed in pens fitted with water troughs, forced ventilation, and bedding, with 24-hour monitoring to safeguard their health. Feed and water are provided continuously throughout the voyage, which can last from several days to several weeks, depending on the destination. Although animal welfare standards such as LGAP have been introduced, the transport of live animals still carries significant risks. Long journeys can cause stress, dehydration, or heat shock. Yet every improvement in this process represents a step forward toward a more humane and sustainable future for live animal transport. Just like the transport of livestock demands absolute precision and safety, helicopter training for canine units is a form of specialized logistics, where every detail is carefully calculated to protect the lives of these four-legged partners. Canine warriors from military and special police forces are trained for rescue missions, criminal pursuit, and operations in rugged terrains, where helicopters are often the only way to reach the field. They are conditioned to become familiar with the roar of rotor blades, the scent of aviation fuel, and to stay calm under intense pressure. During flights, each canine is equipped with a heavy-duty harness featuring a 5-point locking system, stainless steel connectors, protective goggles, and noise-reducing ear covers, ensuring balance and orientation amid the powerful noise of the helicopter. Most training flights are conducted in tandem position, with the dog and handler suspended together beneath the aircraft, allowing the trainer to monitor breathing, movements, and reactions throughout the flight. On average, a canine requires 15 to 30 flight sessions to become fully mission-ready. Calm when approaching rotors, steady while hanging in midair, and ready to act within seconds after landing. It's more than just a test of skill. It's a testament to the unbreakable bond between humans and their most loyal companions. Once the most basic means of animal transport, pig trucks have now evolved into mobile barns, where pigs receive measured feed, clean water, continuous health monitoring through sensors, and human care throughout the journey. From a strictly sanitized loading area, the herd walks up non-slip ramps into insulated metal compartments lined with dry straw, clean water systems, and 24/7 gas sensors. Just a single speck of dust slipping through the filtration system, if carrying the ASF virus, African swine fever, which can survive for months in frozen meat, is enough to wipe out an entire farm and disrupt the global pork supply chain. That's why the air circulating inside these trucks isn't just a breeze. It's the fragile boundary between a safe journey and a silent pandemic. With the massive scale of Texas's livestock industry, only these 25-meter-long livestock trucks are powerful enough to carry nearly 200 cattle across thousands of kilometers. Each convoy consists of 2 or 3 double-deck trailers, connected to the barn by steel ramps inclined at less than 20 degrees, allowing the cattle to walk up naturally without force. Handlers use paddle sticks, tools that emit light and sound signals, instead of electric prods, guiding the herd in a humane yet highly effective way. Throughout the journey, the cattle travel in well-ventilated compartments, aluminum bodies perforated for airflow, insulated roofs, draining floors, and continuous temperature sensors that prevent heat stress and dehydration, even under the scorching Texas sun. Compared to standard trucks, these vehicles are heavier and more expensive, yet they cut transport losses by more than half, ensuring a seamless global beef supply chain, where every steak that reaches the table remains fresh, tender, and world-class. Here come thousands of ducks leaving the fields, waddling down into boats under the skillful guidance of the farmer. At first glance, it may seem chaotic, but every step follows a carefully orchestrated order, like a white feathered army moving in harmony across the waterways. The farmer only needs to call a few familiar signals and lightly tap a long bamboo stick wrapped with a strip of plastic, and the entire flock immediately changes direction. In reality, the ducks don't understand human language. They respond through conditioned reflexes. After hundreds of past movements, they've learned to associate specific calls with turning, stopping, or moving forward. So when one duck begins to change direction, the flock instinctively follows. When they reach the dock, the farmer opens the way for them into the boats, and within minutes, thousands of ducks are transported to freshly harvested fields, where they resume their familiar cycle, eating leftover grains, catching insects, and naturally fertilizing the soil with their droppings. Do you know how people transport thousands of bees without angering the entire hive? Each hive box is carefully suspended beneath a helicopter, and every flight is an art, where science meets the instinct of these tiny but powerful creatures, soaring across the open sky. Before moving to new flowering areas, hives are placed in thick pinewood boxes, a material that is not only durable, but also safe, free from chemical odors that could disorient the bees or provoke aggression. Inside, insulated linings maintain stable temperatures, while tiny ventilation slots allow oxygen exchange without creating disruptive airflow. Each box typically contains 5 to 7 frames, grouped into clusters of 8 to 10 boxes per flight. To ensure balance, the entire assembly is secured with a bee-lift rig, a specialized steel frame connected to the helicopter cable via swivel locks. This system keeps the hive clusters centered and stable, even as the rotors change direction, preventing vibrations that could kill the colony in seconds. Upon arrival, the pilot gently lowers the bee clusters, and within minutes, thousands of wings awaken. The bees set out to forage, build new combs, and kickstart the next honey season. Over the past century, tens of thousands of dams have been built to generate electricity and store water, but they have also blocked the upstream migration of salmon, leaving them exhausted and sometimes fatally injured as they try to leap over tall barriers before spawning. To address this, scientists have developed biological passage tubes made from flexible polymers with smooth inner surfaces. Fish are guided into these tubes and propelled by stable water pressure, allowing them to traverse dams and terrains up to 2 kilometers in just a few dozen seconds, hundreds of times faster than swimming naturally. Special sensors and oxygen control systems help the salmon maintain direction, avoid collisions, and preserve their scales. In this way, each tube functions as a soft elevator, enabling salmon to pass dams safely, conserve energy, and most importantly, survive the journey back to their spawning grounds. Donkeys are quiet yet resilient animals, generating over 6 billion RMB annually for China through the Ejiao donkey hide gelatin industry. In northern provinces such as Shandong and Hebei, donkeys are usually transported by truck, with each vehicle carrying around 30 animals per trip. Typically, donkeys are tied by the head and guided up metal ramps connecting the ground to the truck. Sometimes, due to the steep and slippery incline, 2 handlers use poles at the donkey's hindquarters to push the heavy animals upward. The space is cramped and somewhat makeshift, but even today, it remains the most common method of transport in the supply chain for one of China's most luxurious and expensive traditional medicine products. This unique machine eliminates the need to catch, flip, or drag each sheep individually, a stressful task for both animals and farmers. Its mechanism is remarkably clever. Several sheep are loaded at once, and the entire platform lifts or tilts them up, leaving their legs dangling freely. This allows farmers to easily access the hooves for trimming or cleaning without holding the animals manually. By saving time and reducing labor, this modern solution is becoming increasingly popular on large-scale farms, where hundreds of sheep must be inspected and trimmed regularly to prevent hoof infections and other leg problems. If the sheep turnover cradle helps simplify the process of hoof trimming, then the BioClip system represents a revolutionary breakthrough in sheep wool harvesting. Instead of relying on shears or electric clippers, this system uses a special biological protein, which, once injected into the sheep, causes the fleece to naturally detach from the skin after a few days. The process is truly impressive. Once treated, the sheep are guided through mesh frames or special mats, where the fleece peels away in a single, intact sheet, almost like removing a coat. This ensures the wool retains its full length, cleanliness, and premium quality, making it highly desirable for the luxury wool industry. The key advantage of the BioClip system lies in its ability to significantly reduce labor, increase the commercial value of the wool up to 3 times higher than conventional methods, and most importantly, minimize stress for the animals. However, the BioClip system is still not widely adopted due to its high application costs, strict technical requirements, and reliance on a specialized supply of biological protein. Yet, training is not exclusive to service dogs. Even ordinary household dogs can enjoy unique and fascinating ways to stay active, from structured play to specially designed exercise routines. Walking your dog is no longer a tiring daily chore, because modern devices like the carousel walker, a circular treadmill, now allow dogs to exercise consistently, build endurance, strengthen their health, and release energy in a safe and controlled environment. In modern veterinary and equine rehabilitation centers, highly advanced horse lifting systems have been developed. With a specially designed harness that supports the entire body and a robust overhead frame, these systems can effortlessly lift a horse weighing up to 1,200 kilograms. After surgery, the lifting system is further utilized to transfer horses into state-of-the-art hydrotherapy pools. The buoyancy of the water helps reduce the load on bones and joints, allowing the animal to gradually regain movement without excessive strain. In many Asian countries, with China leading global horse production, the industry is still primarily focused on meat, rather than sports or rehabilitation care. By contrast, this method is widely practiced in countries such as the United States, Germany, the United Kingdom, Canada, and Australia, where horses are regarded as valuable athletes and companions. The cursed system is one of the most advanced horse training technologies today, designed to build strength and skill in sport horses. It is a massive controlled motion training complex where horses are secured in harnesses and guided in circles or straight lines to walk, trot, or accelerate in a safe environment. Inside the control cabin, trainers can adjust the speed, intensity, and even the incline of the track, creating customized exercises tailored to each stage of training. This flexibility allows the system to simulate a wide range of competition conditions, from flat racetracks to demanding endurance scenarios, helping horses not only build stamina but also improve reflexes and adaptability. By combining modern technology with training science, the Curse system has become a tool that transforms ordinary horses into elite athletes, both on the racetrack and in the arena. The healthy, happy pigs on the farm continue to grow each day, but those that are culled follow a very different path. Hundreds of carcasses are buried in a massive manure pile and left for about 9 days before being turned with Kuima Ag's powerful turner machine. With its massive rotating drum and crushing force, the machine grinds down any remaining bones while mixing oxygen into the compost. Oxygen is the key that allows aerobic microbes to thrive, accelerating the breakdown of even tough structures like collagen and bone minerals. The final outcome is a complete transformation, from animal remains that once posed a disease risk into crumbly, organic compost rich in nitrogen, phosphorus, and potassium. However, this method is not without controversy and risk. If poorly managed, leachate and emissions can spread disease, while the practice itself has also drawn criticism from animal welfare groups. Extremely easy to use and highly efficient, the spading machine is a special type of plow equipped with spade-like blades. It works by rotating large blades that thoroughly mix the soil, break up compacted layers, and create a loose, oxygen-rich environment for root growth. Thanks to this mechanism, the spading machine not only improves soil fertility and reduces erosion, but also works up to 2 to 3 times faster than traditional plowing methods. Gone are the days of labor-intensive manual chicken catching. The chicken cat was developed as a specialized machine to completely replace traditional methods. This technology not only reduces labor costs, but also minimizes the risk of injury to the birds. At the core of the machine is a hydraulically powered collection head, equipped with 3 counter-rotating drums. With their specially designed surfaces, the drums gently lift chickens onto a conveyor belt, which then transfers them directly into containers mounted on a rotating platform. Thanks to this system, the machine can handle between 7,000 and 8,000 birds per hour, ready for the next stage of processing. The arrival of the chicken cat has transformed farm operations, making them easier, faster, and safer than ever before, freeing human labor while also improving animal welfare, as flocks are handled more gently and with less stress. Designed for mobility within the farm, this machine offers an efficient solution for hoof treatment and the prevention of serious hoof-related diseases in large animals. With this technology, hoof care no longer demands heavy manual labor, but instead becomes a smooth and even enjoyable task for farmers. Handling 60 sets of livestock hooves each day has never been easier. More importantly, the device helps reduce stress for the animals, while also protecting them from parasites, thereby improving overall animal welfare in modern farming. Parasite control does not stop at hoof care, as cattle also need full-body protection through the spray race system. The herd is guided through a narrow raceway where high-pressure nozzles from multiple angles release a fine mist that covers the entire body, like a refreshing shower that makes the animals feel comfortable and relaxed. The greatest advantage of the spray race is its speed and efficiency. Within just a few minutes, dozens of cattle can be treated in a single pass. Not only fast and uniform, this system is also highly economical, with the average treatment cost per animal at just around $2 per year, making large-scale parasite control both affordable and effective, and leaving the cattle happier and healthier. The Asaf sheep breed is renowned for its outstanding milk yield and delicious meat quality. In Spain, the Asaf Breeders Association has brought together producers and launched advanced research programs to improve genetic structure, preserve the breed, and maximize its potential. Thanks to these efforts, Asaf has secured an important position in the dairy sector, with an average yield of around 300 to 500 liters of milk per lactation cycle, several times higher than traditional dairy sheep breeds. Beyond its high productivity, Asaf milk also offers superior nutritional value, making it highly prized in premium products such as Manchego cheese, Greek yogurt, and other specialty dairy products across Europe. Milk performance is regularly monitored on farms, while genetic potential is fully harnessed through rigorous selection programs and strict artificial insemination protocols, ensuring consistency in both quality and productivity. However, despite its remarkable output within sheep breeds, ASAF has yet to fully replace dairy cattle in the global industry, where overall production volume and market demand for cow's milk remain dominant. The backbreaking work of lifting and carrying thousands of sheep is over, thanks to this machine that removes the need to catch or drag them. Equipped with a pneumatic system that grips and rotates the animals, the sheep loader is designed to handle ewes, rams, and even the largest sheep with ease. This technology provides farmers with exceptional convenience, while also ensuring that tasks such as hoof care or shearing are carried out more quickly, precisely, and with minimal stress, even for the most stubborn sheep. Nowadays, it's not only humans who need pregnancy monitoring. In modern herd management, pregnancy scanning has become a vital tool. In Australia, Robertson Pregnancy Scanning alone performs ultrasound checks on hundreds of thousands of sheep every year. The process is fast, accurate, and completely stress-free for the animals. As the sheep move one by one through a narrow race, the operator simply applies the ultrasound probe, and all the data is instantly recorded in a standardized format. With this technology, farmers can determine exactly how many ewes are pregnant and how many are carrying multiples. This information is crucial for efficient feed allocation, targeted care, and maximizing flock productivity. By adopting ultrasound pregnancy scanning, farmers can reduce feed costs by up to 20%, while increasing overall output, making this technology a clear and highly valuable investment. At some modern farms, artificial insemination is used to enhance reproductive success and control breeding quality. The semen of male donkeys is collected, processed, and cryopreserved under optimal conditions, then introduced into the female reproductive tract using small insemination rods, similar to the technique used in cattle. After successful fertilization, a female donkey undergoes a gestation period lasting between 11 to 14 months, typically giving birth to only one foal per pregnancy. With intervals of 1.5 to 2 years between births, this slow reproductive rate is a key factor contributing to the decline in donkey populations under increasing exploitation pressure. Although the birthing process in donkeys is usually quick and without major complications, it is not always entirely smooth. Timely intervention by caretakers plays a crucial role in reducing the risk of complications and improving the survival rate of newborn foals, especially on modern farms where care procedures are professionally managed. Shortly after birth, the newborn foal must learn to stand on its own, one of the very first lessons a mother donkey teaches her baby. Donkey mothers can be surprisingly strict. The foal either learns to stand on its own or is gently nudged with a firm kick to encourage it to get up immediately. This early push helps the young donkey quickly adapt to its surroundings, enhancing its ability to protect itself and increasing its chances of survival during the critical early days. After giving birth, the mother donkey begins producing milk to nourish her foal, typically lasting around 6 to 8 months, depending on care conditions and breed. This period is also when the valuable milk is collected for processing and consumption purposes. At traditional farms, donkey milking is usually done entirely by hand. Farmers gently massage and press the donkey's udder by hand to extract the milk, a process that requires patience and proper technique to avoid injuring the mother and to ensure optimal milk yield. Manual milking is typically carried out 2 to 3 times a day under strict hygiene conditions to prevent contamination and maintain the milk's freshness and purity. Meanwhile, at larger and more modern farms, donkey milk is collected using advanced automated milking systems. These machines are specially designed with soft milking heads to enhance efficiency, minimize stress for the mother donkeys, and maintain high milk quality. The automated milking process is typically integrated with an instant cooling system to preserve the milk's freshness and valuable nutrients before it moves to the processing stage. Thanks to the application of high technology, the milking process becomes faster and more consistent, optimizing productivity while ensuring animal welfare. This, in turn, enhances the commercial value of donkey milk, especially in markets with strict quality requirements. Did you know that donkey milk can not only be used to make cheese, but that it is also one of the rarest and most valuable cheeses in the world? Rich in proteins, vitamins, and minerals, especially lysozyme and lactoferrin, which are natural antibacterial agents, donkey milk cheese offers a purer, more delicate flavor compared to cow or goat cheese. However, because donkey milk contains lower levels of protein and fat, the cheese-making process requires highly specialized and precise techniques to achieve the right texture and taste. A portion of the milk, after being collected, is pasteurized and packaged as fresh milk for direct consumption, either for nutritional or medical purposes. The remaining milk undergoes a strict processing procedure to produce donkey cheese, a premium product that requires delicate techniques and extended aging to achieve its distinctive flavor and texture. At small farms or those using traditional methods, cheese is meticulously handcrafted to preserve its delicate character and natural flavor. After being carefully filtered, the milk is poured into small aging vats, where natural cultures or enzymes are added to trigger coagulation. Once the milk solidifies, the curd is cut manually with knives and gently pressed using clean cloths to remove excess whey. Temperature, humidity, and timing are adjusted based on the cheesemaker's experience and refined intuition, rather than relying solely on machinery. And of course, the value of donkeys goes beyond the milk provided by the gentle females. Donkey meat is also considered a nutritious red meat that is gaining popularity in the market. After about 18 to 24 months from birth, donkeys reach maturity, weighing between 200 and 250 kilograms and standing around 1.2 meters tall, meeting the standards to become an important part of the processing industry. At this stage, they are transported using specialized multi-level trucks designed to ensure the safety and well-being of the animals during transit. The farmers guide the herd of donkeys onto the truck. However, compared to cattle, horses, or other hoofed livestock, donkeys are far more stubborn and difficult to manage. As a result, transporting donkeys often requires more time and effort, demanding patience and proper techniques to keep the herd calm and safe. Once everything is in order, the trucks begin to roll, carrying the donkeys to a new destination, where modern processing facilities await. A new journey begins, one that brings the value of this animal closer to its mission of serving the global demand for food and premium products.